All right, man. I was seeing this on Woodward Sports on Twitter, which they had Dose of Dion on. Shout out to him, Dose of Dion 2.0. And he said that he didn't feel that Jared Goff has hit his ceiling. We ain't seen the best of Jared Goff yet, right? And for the Lions fans' sake, hopefully he's right that Ben Johnson, can bring something out of him that we haven't seen before. But let's just talk about what he said. So, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe button, hit the bell icon button, hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop the video. Now, this is the season where they selling optimistic by the goddamn kilogram. All right, this is that season. They selling optimistic by the kilogram, right? And we all gonna fall victim to it, no matter the harshest Lion critics to the least harshest Lions critic. Even guys like people put me in the Valenti category, but you got to understand too. I'm not gonna kiss your ass. I'm not gonna kiss the Lions' ass. I'm not going to pander to the fan. I don't really care. I'm gonna tell my honest truth. I've been watching this team around 30 years, bro. 30 years, from the Benny Blaze to the Brent Pyramids to Herman Moore, Luther Ellis to Robert Porche's to Corey Schlessinger's to the Chris Spielman's. I mean, you keep going on and on. Sean Rogers, shout out to Terry Fair, Jermaine Crowell. I mean, we can go on and on and on. Johnny Morton, guys that people even forgot really existed, like Mikael LaShore and Gerald Alexander out of Boise State. So I've been watching this a long time, bro. And this type of season is dangerous. I mean, I don't think it's another sport that's more the offseason is more dangerous than the National Football League, because so many times you see a team go from worst to first. I mean, like, you don't really see that in sports like that, other than like baseball. You routinely see it in baseball, because they don't have a cap, and it's not as much camaraderie needed on the field in baseball. Right? It's not as much camaraderie needed there. But to the thing about it is, Ben Johnson is going to have to be truly special, and he's going to have to be able to call the plays first and foremost. We don't know if Ben Johnson is going to call the plays. I don't think Dan Campbell going to let that power go. Ben Johnson will start setting up the game plans and give his two cents, but Ben Johnson got to call the plays, right? And one of the things that Dion emphasized was last season, Jared Goff did this at the end of the season. At the end of the season, the Lions are known for doing that. If they start off slow, they known for sprinting down the back half. That's literally what they known for. That's literally what they're known for. If they start off slow, they usually finish off hot. So I don't really read much into the hot back end of last season. People know the Lions ain't won the game. The Lions will walk over. They beat Minnesota. We was competitive with them early in the season. They beat Arizona. They was a team that was going down in flux. And then they was losing to the Packers starter, and then they beat the backup. So I mean, I don't know what's so optimistic about the back end of what the Lions did last season. I don't know why everybody is so attracted. Because if you watch the Lions and you've been around the Lions for years, you've seen that same formula for years. And next year is to hit the reset button. It's a different year. You just see it. It's a lot that's going to have to go right. Schedule is lining up pretty good. They got the weapons around Jared Goff. But then again, what can Ben Johnson do that Sean McVay couldn't do? Now, a lot of people ask that question. A lot of people ask that question probably with Jeff Fisher. What can Sean McVay do that Jeff Fisher couldn't do? So it can be done. It can be done. You know, you know. So so it can be done. But he's 27 years old, right? And you ask yourself, he got probably the best offensive line he gonna have in his career. To this point, we can agree with that. And excuse me, and he had some amazing years throughout his career. A couple years there, but it just never felt like Tom Brady. It's never felt like Russell Wilson. It's never even felt like Matt Ryan. It's never felt like that. 32 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 22. He had 2 really good years, and the other years was like 28-7 the first year McVay got there, then 32-12, then 22-16, 20-13, 19-8. So you got to ask yourself, what can Ben Johnson do, that Sean McVay couldn't do? What can he do? What can the Lions do, that the Rams didn't do? Do you have any receivers that's better than Cooper Kupp right now? No. Right? You got any running backs that's better than Todd Gurley right now? No. Is your defense better than some of the Rams defenses? It's yet to be seen. It's yet to be seen. So, but hoping that he starts to show up. He has a better year last year. If he started to wake up and something might click, it might. But his ceiling's been reached already, and that's my opinion. His ceiling's been reached, and everybody's saying, "Oh, you don't want to see Jared Goff do good?" Hell, the fuck no, I don't want to see Jared Goff do good. I done said through all these losing seasons, it's time for the Lions to hit the reset button. You thought that you'd be like, well, Matthew Stafford is gone. They finally gonna draft a quarterback. No. Jared Goff was a product of, and it's showing more now than ever. He was a product of Sean McVay telling him where to go with the football. That's what it was. And Bill Belichick was the person to decipher that. Bill Belichick was the person to find out, like, oh, he telling, Jared Goff where to go with the football before the pre-snap. And when Bill Belichick figured that out, it was a wrap on Jared Goff's, career as a perennial Pro Bowl quarterback. Because now everybody else is just piggybacking. They're piggybacking off of what Bill Belichick done. And maybe that's why the greatest show on turf never was great again after that. People say, well, they tape their practices allegedly and all that type of stuff. But yeah, once that happened to Jared Goff, he was exposed. He was exposed. And can't nobody prove nothing different. Sean McVay couldn't fix him. Sean McVay couldn't rewire him. Sean McVay, he probably would love to still have Jared Goff and win with Jared Goff. But he couldn't do nothing with him. He couldn't do nothing with him. So, if his ceiling ain't being he only 27 years old. But how many people come to Detroit and reestablish their ceiling? I mean, I only can think of one right now off the top, and that's Glover Quinn. How many people truly revive their career in Detroit? They say this is where the careers go to die. And Matthew Stafford proved that to be true by leaving Detroit and winning the Super Bowl, off the rip. So when free agents see that, do you really want to come to Detroit? There had to be a very lucrative offer, one of my only few offers. So when you're talking about him reaching the ceiling, he reached the ceiling. He's been in the league for how many years? Several years, and still can't read defenses. You can talk about lack of weapons, lack of this. He had weapons in Los Angeles. He had the best play caller in football. Maybe right there with right behind Sean Payton, or right there with Sean Payton, or above Sean Payton. It depends on who you ask. He had Todd Gurley. He had Cooper Kupp. He had Robert Woods. They had Aaron Donald. They had a good defense. Come on. And people act like they didn't see the struggle last year. Terrible. I mean, a bunch of people talking about, oh, the defense, this, that, and the third. They might talking about the defense. The defense put them in positions to win games. They stopped Lamar Jackson. They slowed his ass down. They held Aaron Rodgers as long as they could in week 1. It started raining and Jared Goff turned back to Jared Goff. People just tend to forget these things. They held the Bengals down and the Eagles down as long as they can. Could. This dude paid $30 million. He don't have this, and he don't have that, and he don't have that, this, that, and the third. Aaron Rodgers went down and played an undefeated, red-hot Arizona Cardinals, and he didn't have none of his starting receivers out there. When you making 30, 40, 50, $25 million, bro, you got to be responsible for at least 3 or 4 wins on your own damn near. Jared Goff was not responsible solely for any wins last year. He was responsible for some losses. So was Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell improved through the years, but saying that he ain't really reached his ceiling is being an optimist. It ain't nothing wrong with that, because you might be right. Think happy thoughts. But he reached the ceiling. And he is what he is. And people don't come to Detroit to reinvent their careers. It's rarely it happens. And they could be changing the culture in Detroit. Could be. And if he's truly evaluated, and they said it was, in Brad Holmes said it was no curve, grading him on the curve because he didn't have a receiver or nothing like that. If you really evaluating him the way that he should be evaluated, he should be on the chopping block. So I mean, we only gonna see can Ben Johnson is tabbed to be the next guy. He's tabbed to be the next hotshot offensive play call. So there is a chance. But if history tells us, about the Lions, or if new history being made, I mean, Ben Johnson, if he the truth, hey, he the truth. He'll be able to do something with Jared Goff. But the Lions always get razzle-dazzle when ain't nothing to play for. It's no pressure on. They always get razzle-dazzle. And they always get creative when we at the end of the season. Always. They always start playing way more comfortable when it's nothing to play for. A division is not up for grabs. This, that, and third not up for grabs. So, I mean, like I said before, it is what it is. It is what it is. I think he reached the ceiling in 2018. That was his ceiling. And the Rams felt the same way. And the Rams felt the same way. Common sense tell you that he reached the ceiling. It's no disrespect. That's my opinion. And we'll see next season. Everybody got high hopes. Everybody is optimistic and saying this guy going to break out and Jared Goff going to break loose and whoop-de-whoop, blah, blah, blah. Only time will tell. But what last year told us, the year before last, the year before that, he trash. In my Bubba Dub voice, shout out to Bubba Dub. He trash. That's what it tell you. He had a championship caliber team and he was trash. And only the Lions go out there and get somebody who on a decline and think he gonna revive their career. Trash. Ain't no way, ain't too many ways around it. The Broncos had Peyton Manning. It was many, many years in between there for Russell Wilson. Tell you this, Peyton Manning ain't coming to Detroit. Russell Wilson type ain't coming to Detroit. Lamar ain't coming to Detroit. Kyler ain't coming to, none of them type of guys come to Detroit. You got to go find them. You need the quarterback of the future. The future is now. It has to be now. Until you find a quarterback in the future, you can't hit the reset button on the Queen Treasure era. Don't care what you, no matter how many people you put around, motherfucking difference you put in the uniform or change the number or bring in these, it doesn't, your franchise don't hit the reset button until you find that guy. And for them to walk into this season with the same 3 quarterbacks tells me either Brian Holmes is dumb as the days is long, or he has a bigger plan. And I'm siding with it only with a bigger plan. So, I mean, of course, Jared Goff's hit his ceiling. That's what history tells us. But maybe he can rewrite history, and maybe he can do that. But by the time we get to week 8, we'll know what's up. We'll know what's up. All these new weapons and toys, you know what I'm saying, look sexy now. Let's see if they look sexy in week 8. So it is what it is. Check the Detroit Lions Talk playlist out. Shout out to Dose of Dion 2.0. Shout out to Woolworth Sports. As always, check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. Financially, you want to support the channel, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit my link tree, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can reach out anytime there. Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all my information inside my link tree. Appreciate the love, support. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. Rate me on Spotify. I'm really about to start ramping up the Lions content. I'm planning to get to that Piston Live so I can ramp up the Lions content tonight. So appreciate the love, support. Love you guys. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, check out my main channel right here on YouTube. It is Goodfella TV for more sports, music, news, entertainment. Goodfella TV. Peace.